EdBen24 here, and finally, part 3 of The Promise. I just finished doing part 2. It's actually uploading right now, so let's get into it. Promise part 3. Um, after this video, or in this video, I'll be doing a Promise synopsis and total ratings. So let's begin. Let's open this baby up. And first scene, Earth Kingdom and Fire Nation troops are fighting. And lightning bolts in the background. Everyone loves lightning bolts and rain. So Aang and Zuko are talking. We see Roku. Zuko's mad at Aang about why didn't just end his life there. This is, I'm assuming, this is a vision. I'm assuming. Aang goes into the Avatar state, ends all 4 elements, about to kill Zuko. We see Fireled, we see Roku, and we see Zuko's mother, Ursa, in the background. And Aang goes in for the kill shot, and as I guess it's a dream. Zuko and Aang both wake up, telling they're having the same dream. Yeah, only Avatar. We cut back to UD, Aang and Katara arrive. Aang's been shot at by fire, and earth, and like rocks, and rocks with chains, fire with chains and axes. Yeah, and it's Nears. So yeah, apparently they mounted up a resistance force. Yeah, he fell in love with the Freshmaker. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah. The fan club arrives, and my God, they're dressed as nomads. It's real. They look really authentic. Wow. I hope they do like the whole Kyoshi, like they learn like martial arts, and then they learn boxing and become like really good fighters. Like here they are. This is Yeah, they look really authentic. This is like, where did they even get these clothes from? That's another thing. Where did they even get these clothes from? That's what I want to know. Yeah, so they're dressed like air nuns. That's cool. And they have tattoos. Mang is like ticked as they tattooed themselves. So yeah, Zuko's talking to a picture of Uncle Iroh in the next scene. Basically saying like, I don't want to get you involved. Like, you deserve a normal life. It's my responsibility. I'm Fire Lord. Zuko mounts up. He mounts up the Phoenix King hat. Yeah, he mounts up the Phoenix King hat. Yeah, next panel we see Aang meditating. Katara shows up and basically consults him about like the 4 nations and the whole the whole harmony restoration movement. It basically says like Fear with the Feet told you that the 4 nations, although they're divided, they're still one people. So you shouldn't be divided about them. And when I say them, I mean the fan club dressing as air nomads, and and she brings in Zuko and killing Zuko, and the whole like isn't killing Zuko a contradiction to air nomad philosophy, and you're trying to uphold it, and Aang realizes like this is a contradiction of what he's trying to protect. So he's becoming the very thing that he despises, and disarming the very thing that he holds very sacred, the most sacred. So yeah. Next panel is Toph and Sokka. Sokka's being very Sokka. He thinks Appa's arrived, but no. It's actually Suki, and they start kissing, and Toph says, oh, you guys are so easy. Yeah. So, the metal bending kids are there, and then they're practicing. So, yeah. And Dark One's all poetic, which I find completely hilarious. So yeah, they're mounting up in a Fire Nation war balloon, and they arrive and catch up to Zuko, Katara, and next panel is Katara and Aang. Basically saying Katara says like, I think I'm against this now. I mean, we don't have the right to uproot like these people's lives and move them out of the city that they built. and they live in. So yeah. Aang talks he catches up to Smelly and she's like move out of the way, Aang, like choose your side and we'll like you're an enemy, and like they start busting down, they try and bust down the doors with a rock. Yeah. Aang's like, you really think that's gonna work? And he breaks it, and he's like, no, it's a diversion. So he's like, no, that was the diversion, and like there's this big giant metal tank that just busts through the wall of the city. Um, let me see, Suki, Sokka, and Toph, or basically sneaking into a Fire Nation tank. They jump these like two Fire Nation soldiers and like push them out of the tank. Well, they don't push them out; they knock them out, and like they're on like the side tied down. Um, so basically, Sokka's plan is like, can you get us close enough so Toph can um, remove the screws with metal bending? So yeah, Smellbee and Longshot pierce the city wall. They conduct sneers. Um, they're mad at so he calls her an ash maker. And Longshot's like, wait, no, sorry. Like, look at her. And she's like, well, I can understand why like you chose this side. And so and like he gives Longshot gives him like a thumbs up. It is like awesome. He's like, why is that so hard to believe that we're together? So yeah, and then like this Earthbender attacks Aang. Yeah, that doesn't work really. That doesn't work. Um, so Aang tries to stop them with airbending, and like he turns to find out that the Earth Kingdom forces have arrived, and it's just like monkey feathers, and then like the air, and then the fan club, like what I consider to be the air nomads, and he's just like double monkey feathers, and he's like they covered their like heads, like their tattoos with like these like bandanas. uh, I actually thought they should have put like a bandana with like the air nomad symbol like on the bandana. I thought that would have been cool. But I'm not the artist or whatever. So yeah, basically General gets up and says, yeah, Earth King says like you all gotta leave or we're gonna arrest or kill you. So Sabi's like, yay, the Fire Nation's leaving, and they're like, no, and, like monkey feathers on top of monkey feathers. And the next panel, no dialogue at all, plain art. The war has begun. So yeah, they mount up forces and they're about to start fighting. And then the group the Air Nomad group is like, we'll protect you, Avatar Aang. Yeah, you're gonna protect the Avatar. Okay, sure, whatever. Um, Zuko and Aang stare at each other and like the most like, what are you doing stare. Um, so yeah, next panel. Toph breaks all their screws and destroys the tanks. Yeah, so and then like the general of the Earth Kingdom commands them to attack, and then like Zuko commands his forces to attack, and then they're all attacking each other. Aang goes into the Avatar state, almost. Katara stops him, and basically they get on this like ledge and like I don't want like what you're doing, like stopping them, well, stopping like the whole kind of like intermingling of the world is wrong because like aren't our future going to also be like intermingled? Like if you separate them, if you separate like two nations that are together, then we can't be together by default. So and basically Star basically kisses them and says like I'll wait for you, like so Titanic. And like flies off to this cliff, starts meditating, talks to Roku, and like he basically explains like why he feels like doing this is wrong. And finally the revelation I thought we should like, I thought I knew this already, but whatever. Um Roku basically says to him that yeah, Zuko's my great grandson. And they say like how could you possibly contemplate killing your own grandson? Um because the world is at stake. That's what Roku basically says to him. So Yeah, they start like the air nomad, the air. I'm calling them air nomads from now. Whatever. I know they're like, I know they're not air nomads, but they're dressed as air nomads, so I'm calling them air nomads. Shoot me. Yeah, the air nomads start attacking the guys, and wow, they take them out really well. Apparently they can fight, and they're non-benders, so yeah, bunch of non-bending women, like Sokka says, like they're taking, like army trained guys who can shoot fire and rocks out of their hands. And yeah, Sokka is all like, just sneers, and he's like, "That's your girlfriend?" Like, also, and like he was like, "Why is it so hard to believe?" Because you're a whale and she's a model. I don't mean to be mean, but still. Alright, Suki and Toph team up and they start taking out Fire Nation goons. Um, like top students start showing up in like with coins, start taking out with metal bending. If they can like, wouldn't it be easier just to earth them in this panel? Like I know they're metal. We all know they're metal benders already, so you don't really need to emphasize that. But yeah, they're already metal benders. You should just have them earth bending in this scene. So yeah. So PG's all like, "Oh, I wanted to show you the spinning helmet trick," and basically uses it on these goons. And then like Katara goes to confront the Earth King and basically says like, "I wish Bosco were here." What is Bosco gonna do? I like Bosco. What's he gonna do? Um, yeah. So he basically says like, "I want to be a man." Yeah, whatever. Um, Earth King commands him to the Earth General commands him to surrender. More fighting. And then Zuko starts attacking, and the general starts attacking, and then, like, in the distance, light starts activating, and guess what happens? Everyone looks at the light, and they say, "Oh no, we know what's happening." Avatar State, Aang is like some, like flying Buddha in this scene. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. A flying Buddha in this scene, like, he's, like, standing, like, a meditation position, like, just owning the elements. So yeah. To separate them, and Zuko almost falls and dies. Aang obviously saves him. Of course, Zuko doesn't die. He's in the Legend of Korra, so of course he's gonna die. So yeah. Wow. What Aang does next, he actually destroys like the land like that connects the outskirts of UD to the rest of like the surrounding area, and well, that's not that surprising because Kyoshi moved to Giant Island, so yeah. Um, basically, he starts convincing Aang, and yeah, they say they use a very bad example. He basically says like we're all four nations, but the person that they use is oh, what's her name? Sneers' girlfriend, oh, I forget her name. Yeah, they use her as a Fire Nation example in this. I don't like that. She's not really a Fire Nation citizen. She's an Earthbender, which discredits the whole thing. Like, I felt like I don't know if Zuko would have worked, but anyone else would have worked. Yeah. But the Air Kingdom also like could have worked. I kind of wish that they had like a panel, but um, the Air Nomad, I think would have. I wish they had the fan club as the Air Nomad kind of representative in this kind of scene. And basically, Chewie and Zuko call off the fighting. Aang meditates the Roku again in the next panel, and basically says like killing your grandson is wrong. Yeah, basically says like the world has changed and it's different than when you were alive. So yeah, basically says like I have friends in the Earth Kingdom, I have friends in the Water Tribe, and on the Fire Nation, the White Lotus. Yeah. So he basically cuts his connection off to Roku, and last scene we see him at we see Iroh and the gang at like the tea shop, and they're talking, and Ziggler's like this is actually a very like there's a lot that wasn't. Well, I'll get to that later. But it's basically he says I've hired like June and like some other people to go look for my mother, but like no one can find him. And basically says like I'm a Florida Avatar because I accepted this promise, and Zuko says like I know I was wrong for making a promise, something like that. Zuko and Aang try this new concoction of pyros, and it's disgusting. The